And we are live. Welcome everyone to Tuesday stream whereas Bitcoin has not been behaving accordingly due to all the FOMC meeting and CPI data print that we'll have tomorrow. We just have a wide crypto market sell-off today. Bitcoin has recovered a little bit, but it's trying to hold on to a critical level here at around $67,575. You'll see that this level is real. It's pretty real. I'll show you right away. But for now, I just wanted to point out that we try to break out of this bull flag or descending consolidation 6 times. The first one in the mid of March, then in early April, we had another attempt in May 20, then on May 27, on June 5th, and then this past Sunday on June 10. And we failed 6 times to break out of this descending channel, and just paying the consequences to not having sufficient strength right now to break out of a consolidation range and just fill back below it and testing $67,575 level to see if it would hold as support. This is the level from history, is the candle close from former all-time high, the second peak from the 2021 bull market. So it's a pretty real level. Well, let's hope it holds. But anything that happens now going into tomorrow, it's just gonna be some I don't know, some volatility, some clown price action until we get Papa Powell on the mic and we get that CPI print. And maybe from them start painting a bottom. This also happened on the FOMC from May. You can see that we dumped heading into the FOMC, and after the meeting and after the rates were left untouched, we just basically recovered and pumped from then. So it's not any news that this could happen, and maybe it will be more worrying to be pumping into FOMC and then retrace the whole pump after the event. So fighting here to hold this level, you see that it was held this whole past week. Tried to have a breakdown below it, but bears could not just have a kind of close below it. You maybe have one, but then instantly recovered the next Saturday. So that's your BTC working on your lowest daily candle close since a long time, actually, since May 19. Yikes. Continuing to build negative momentum on the MACD histogram and continuing to play out this bearish divergence that we identified on the MACD histogram when you have a lower low on the momentum and an equal high. I mean, you had a lower high on the momentum and an equal high on price. So it's your BTC, just full of shenanigans heading into this news heavy week. The market kind of knows this by then. Half of crypto Twitter has been talking about it, so it's not any news, but hopefully we can dust off the volatility after the news and then just resume the bull trend that we're in. And also, I just did a full video regarding my bias for BTC and the TA behind it on this cycle. Why do I think it's following a 2017 blueprint? And I'll give you just a tip. It's because of this P cycle top indicator, EMA confluence here. I'll open it on a fresh chart so you can see it better. But yeah, just basically stuck within this range of the P cycle top indicators, EMAs, and I expect this orange EMA to hold, work as support. Maybe we can deviate a little bit below it. That's fine. But as long as we don't lose it and backtest it as resistance, then my bias for this cycle will be untouched, and it's going to be that we're going to go test the green EMA at around $89,221 by this time. I'm sure in a couple more days, or if we get a rally towards it, it's going to be close to 90K by then. So yeah, that's your BTC against USD. Also BTC against the SPX. Just it failed to break out. It has had 4 attempts by now, and we noticed this on stream too, that it just failed to break out of the range. So it's probably going to need more time, and it's going to be confluent with the whole P cycle top indicator setup that we've been talking about, and maybe have more development on this possible inverse head and shoulders here that we have starting on mid-April with a left shoulder, then a head on May 10, and now possibly developing the right shoulder for Bitcoin against the SPX. And yeah, SPX, I'm sure it's continuing to build negative momentum. Lowest daily candle close since a long time, since May 16. So yeah, false breakouts have consequences, and this is one. Your next possible support on Bitcoin against the SPX would be the mid-range here of this downsloping consolidation. So it's just gonna need more time. But I'm confident on this setup on BTC holding the P cycle top indicator orange EMA. I'm not saying what's going to happen. We never know what's going to happen, and you don't need to know what's going to happen in order to have a trading setup or to have profit as a trader. Actually, no one knows what's going to happen, and traders that make money don't know either. You just need a good set of rules and manage to your risk appropriately and everything. So yeah, I expect this orange EMA to hold, hopefully. Otherwise, it's gonna start looking a lot like the 2019 bear market rally, which is basically Benjamin Cohen's thesis that this was just a bear market rally, with the exception that was a little bit different because we pumped into all-time highs. So yeah, what you don't want to see with the P cycle top indicator, if any of you guys are following it too, you just don't want to see price losing the orange EMA and then having a back test as resistance. Otherwise, you're probably going to have a markdown like the one we had in September, the end of September 2019. So yeah, have had that in mind just in case. I'll be updating on this orange EMA if we manage to have a bounce out of it in the following days, or if not, I'm going to keep you guys posted whether I flip my bias. But I think that's what's going to happen. If you want further detail, you can go look at my video that I published today. It's like a 10-minute video where I go deep within the setup. So that's your BTC. Okay, the most important chart within crypto for me right now is this one, is Bitcoin dominance. We talked about this on yesterday's stream, just this bullish divergence on the MACD continuing to play out, going for the highest daily candle close on Bitcoin dominance since May 19, and just confirming this low as a double bottom possible setup here for Bitcoin dominance. You just need to break out of the neckline in order to have a technical confirmation for it. Yo, what's good, NN? Great short, by the way. I don't know if we're going to go to the bottom of the range. That would be pretty nasty price action, because I think we would lose the orange EMA here, which has been working as support, like a bull market support band, if you could say so. It wasn't properly tested on January 23rd, but we bounced pretty close to it, and it actually was tested again on May 1st, and it worked as support. So it could definitely happen. This is a trading range, so if you're just trading the range, you are on the upper side of the range, and this would be considered as overbought. And you could be aiming as a technical target to the lower end of the channel. But I just think that you have a lot of possible supports to overcome before hitting that, for now, like 56K target. If we actually get there, you just have, first of all, you have the 67K resistance or support that you're currently trying to hold. Then you have $64,900, which is also pretty significant from the previous cycle top. It was the first all-time high from May. I mean, not the first all-time high, but the first peak of the bull market. So you have to overcome a lot of supports and resistances, and then you have a strong support area at around 57K, also from the previous cycle, which could be confluent with your target here at the lower end of the range. But what I do think it's going to happen, if I had to take a wild guess, I would lean towards the bullet trend continuing within this two EMAs from the pre-cycle top indicator. And since you asked, I'm just going to show you why real quick. Why do I think that's going to hold? I might be wrong, so you need to to manage your risk appropriately. But I think what's going on right here. It's something really similar to what happened in 2017 in May, where you have, like, let's say the all-time highs is a 69,000. So you had an all-time high sweep, and then if we go to 2017 in March, I'm going to show you what happened. So you also have this all-time highs from here at around $1,200, and you swept the all-time highs here. You didn't go test the green EMA, but that's fine. It just went really close. So you swept the all-time highs, failed to break above the green EMA, came back down to the orange EMA when you found support. This was actually May 1st for this cycle, where you found the support around the orange EMA, and then came back to range highs and failed at breaking out of the all-time highs on the first attempt. So you came back down, reaccumulated for a little bit, and then you just blasted through and went to the green EMA finally, where you broke out and had a local blow off top here. So my bias for BTC for the next months would be this orange EMA holding, because where we are right now on this cycle would be something like this. We are like right there. We deviated from this plan a little bit, but that's fine. So I'm guessing this orange EMA is going to hold somewhere around here. It could be lower, and then have this breakout out of the all-time high resistance, and then go test the green EMA, and possibly have a local blow off top, or maybe a cycle top within that setup. We're going to have to look. So if you were just trading the range, if you were just on a local range on a down sloping consolidation and you were trading that top to bottom range, I would say that your target should be around the lower end of the channel. But since you have that orange EMA coming after you, I will be careful. Just if you get a strong bounce from that area, from around here. This would be my main concern, because there's like a bigger picture currently playing out, in my opinion. That whole 2017 March post halving, all-time high sweep, then came back down, test the orange EMA as support, go back to range highs, and then just reaccumulate for a little bit, and then possibly break out to all-time highs and price discovery. But yeah, you may get 64K. Actually, the orange EMA right now is at $65,633. You can totally deviate below it. You can have a wick that could come down to 64K and whatever, and just close above it. My whole invalidation for this, if since you're on a short and you're actually trading this impulse down, my whole invalidation for this would be having daily candle closes below the orange EMA and have a back test as resistance. Then I would just toss this whole setup out of the window and just think that that blueprint just got invalidated. But for the time being, I just see a lot of similarities on where we are right now and what happened on 2017. Yeah, there are probably a lot of supports going down to this lower end of the channel, but it's totally possible. And again, if this was just a descending channel, that would be the logical target to go try to take some profits, the lower end of the channel. But since I think you are on a bigger picture or on a different context, I would be careful on this orange EMA working as support again. So going back to Bitcoin dominance, yeah, this chart just looked really, really bullish for the time being, because of the trend is your friend, and we've been uptrending for 18 months now on this asset. So I think you're going to need Bitcoin. If we're trending higher, you're going to need Bitcoin trading way past 80K and into 90K to have some Bitcoin dominance rollover, since market participants are going to have a bigger appetite for risk and for altcoins. If you see just Bitcoin just turbo pumping into price discovery, then maybe BTCD is going to roll over. Otherwise, it's just, I don't know, probably going to continue trending higher. We had a bearish setup or a bearish divergence on the 3-day, and it just performed really poorly, because you had this whole lower highs here on the positive momentum, while you had higher highs on price, and just you built negative momentum, but you didn't play out like you should have. You have this all consecutive higher highs on price and lower highs on the negative momentum, and you didn't quite have the flush that you would have if that bearish divergence had played out. So that means that probably BTCD has a lot of bidding and a lot of demand, but it could still play out again if you build again a lower high on positive momentum, and you possibly put in another higher high on price around here. You would be continuing to build this bearish divergence on the 3-day, and maybe then it plays out. It's not entirely invalidated yet. It's just it hasn't played out. it would get invalidated if you put a higher high regarding this high on the histogram, or even a higher high than this high on the histogram, the one from February 15. Then this whole possible bearish divergence on the 3-day MACD histogram just gets invalidated. So that could still play out, but for the time being, I think BTC, it's a good hold against the majority of the altcoins. And if you're going to continue the downtrend possible, and you wanted to still hold exposure in crypto, it will be best to hold BTC while this is going on Bitcoin dominance, in my opinion. Maybe you get another stab at 57%. I've been pretty vocal about this 50% area being really a strong resistance, since you can see from the previous cycle in 2019 and also in 2020 how it worked as support, a strong inflection point. You almost tested it in this spike from April. So maybe you get another stab here at around 57% and get the whole timeline thinking that Bitcoin dominance is going to go to 60%. And that target could get front run, and you have a local top here, or maybe a macro top on 57%, while you continue to build this 3-day bearish divergence on the MACD histogram. And then finally, you have that rollover where altcoins outperform Bitcoin for a while, because it hasn't happened for around 18 months. So yeah, Bitcoin dominance working on your highest daily candle close since May 19, and just continuing to print strong MACD positive momentum on the daily time frame. So yeah, it's not that much to say about it. It's just pretty strong. I'm gonna go to the SPX since you had all-time highs today. Hype in the chat for all-time highs on the SPX futures. Just building positive momentum here. You have bullish confluence on the oscillators for the time being. And let's go see if the Nasdaq also got it. Yeah, this was probably motivated by the Apple pump that we had today. I think Apple pumped like crazy, and it had a really good performance today. So yeah, I like watching the really high time frame on the Nasdaq. So on the monthly and the log scale, we were saying that probably the next target for maybe a reversion or a local reversion could be around the 22,000, 23,000 points here on the Nasdaq. Since on May you had a close above the mid-range and an engulfing candle that for the time being is getting confirmed. So good price action for the indices today. Let's go to Ethereum. So Ethereum losing a critical level here today. It's a little bit similar to the level that Bitcoin's losing, but this one's I would say is more important because it's the complacency shoulder from 2022 and a support from December 2021. So a really strong level here being lost by Ethereum, just working on your lowest daily candle close before the ETF rumors, since before May 19. So yikes, building negative momentum on the MACD histogram and just really underperforming BTC. Since you lost this kind of small neckline here and you back tested as resistance, you had this bearish engulfing candle yesterday, and this will be the confirmation of the validity of that engulfing. So not a great look on Ethereum. Yeah. You're pretty far from the 200 simple moving average. So, damn. So the Ethereum was really compressed on the Bollinger Bands, and you're basically breaking down on this expansion and having a daily candle close below the Bollinger Bands. So that's bad. When you have a daily candle close below the bands, you will want the bands to act as resistance. So hopefully, subsequent price action goes back inside of the bands. Okay, let's go to USDT dominance. So USDT dominance, basically doing the inverse setup that Ethereum is doing, just having a breakout out of this Bollinger Band squeeze with a daily candle close about to be confirmed in 18 more minutes outside of the bands. Yeah, this could mean a lower high or an equal high than the high from April, and this shoulder from May. It's just going to depend on whether Bitcoin respects the orange TMA from the P cycle top indicator. Otherwise, this is going to have confluence with a whole setup on BTC, maybe being bearish and this asset recovering the 4.88% level, which is I've been we have looked at it for a bunch of times on the weekly time frame. You'll see the relevance of it. You see how it's been resistance, quite a strong resistance for around 3 times here in the past on a high time frame. So that's the level that you want to stay below and confirm this this 200 simple moving average bearish retest and just not recover the 4.88% level and not recover the 200 simple moving average as support. That will be basically over for crypto for a while, in my opinion. You would see way lower prices across the board. So DXY also green on the day. It's just the mirror opposite of what happened on Bitcoin today. Positive momentum continuing to build, working on your highest daily candle close since May 10. Yeah, this could be just a bounce, just a small bounce, and as long as you don't take out this high, everything is going to be fine for DXY, in my opinion. Otherwise, you start to look at maybe a recumulation range, because you will be having a daily bullish structure with higher highs and higher lows. Also, this failed head and shoulders breakdown, it wasn't able to break below. You had everything. You had this neckline, you had the 200 simple moving average back test, but you just couldn't get any follow through. So not a great look on the DXY for the time being. Okay, let's go to some altcoins. One second. All right. So the altcoins had a pretty nasty day today. Some coins held better than others, but pretty bad day, I would say. Solana getting almost to this lower end of this range that we talked about, that this was pretty much up and down, up and down. You're just about to be finished on the down impulse until you come to $143, almost $144, which is a really important level here. You'll see it was regarded as support here in the past, and here where you failed to help this level you just nuked, and then it was a bearish retest on a complacency shoulder in April in 2022. So you would expect some bits to come in around this level. If you lose it, then it's really bad news for Solana, because you don't have much of a level until basically, yeah, here, $116. So a lot of downside potential for Solana if you're unable to hold $144. Working on your lowest daily candle close since May 14, printing strong red negative momentum. Yeah. This looks somewhat of a double top, but this double top doesn't get confirmed until you have a daily candle close below $116. So a lot of downside would need to be covered in order to confirm this double top technically. So nothing to be too concerned about. And you just came back inside within this range that Sol was trading on. So let's hope that Sol has some bets around this horizontal level and at around the mid range of this descending channel. It's just not a great look that you have like two huge deviations above this channel, my opinion. So Sol BTC is also breaking down out of the 200 simple moving average, having the first daily candle close below it since September 29. Since basically the bull market started, or this whole rally on altcoins, and BTC started here in September 28th. That was the last time that you had a daily candle close below the 200 simple moving average on Sol BTC, and now you're just having the first one after all those months. So really bad for Sol BTC, and your next possible support is just pretty far down here at around. I mean, you could have somewhat. Yeah, I guess you could have somewhat of a support there, but still, it's just pretty far off. Not a great look on Sol, not being able to hold this 200 simple moving average, in my opinion, and just starting to look distributive here against Bitcoin. So that makes you wonder, like Sol, BTC, and Solana itself have been a great index for risk, like a great risk on, risk off signal. So whenever Solana would catch a bid or would catch strength, that would mean that probably the market's healthy and it's going to continue upwards. And now seeing this whole weakness being presented on Sol BTC makes you wonder if it's really over, you know. And for me, it's just gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna continue that 2017 blueprint on the P cycle top indicator, and if we actually lose the RNGMA, I'm not gonna hesitate to flip my bias and maybe look for some shorts or exit some spot backs and be more on stables, because that's just trading, you know. It's been a great run, but just things don't last forever, and this is just really bad on Sol BTC and printing strong negative momentum. Let's just hope this turns out to be a deviation and you reclaim the 200 simple moving average within this week or the following days. Yeah, and on Sol ETH, yeah, it is still above the 200 simple moving average, so that's a good thing. It's just trying to get somewhat of support, but I think it's right now is, if we get really granular, it will be closing below it. So this could turn out to be another last point of supply on Solana against Ethereum. We identified this setup, this potential week of distribution on Sol ETH. We identified it on basically on May 20, and there's a bearish bad harmonic here at the top as well. So if you haven't seen the setup from my previous streams, you'll see this was a preliminary supply, buying climax, an automatic response, a secondary test to the buying climax, and then the sign of weakness when you do a lower low, then the automatic response, then the upthrust, and then here, like on an upthrust back test, you have the last point of supply here where you fail to have a daily candle close above the buying climax, and then you just start having the last points of supply and continuing to find lower prices until you get to the sign of weakness. And if you unfortunately get to a sign of weakness and you get a daily candle close below the range, or maybe a back test to it to confirm it as resistance, that's when phase D ends and phase E starts. And that's basically the down mark, or the negative impulse for the week of distribution phase. So that would mean that this whole distribution would be confirmed, and that Sol ETH, it's on a downtrend until further notice, until it reaccumulates for probably a lot of time. So yeah, just have that in mind for everything, basically, not just your Sol holdings, but because I think this is going to impact the whole market, and I think it's a sign for altcoins as well. If you lose momentum and strength on Sol ETH, at first I thought it just meant that Ethereum was going to outperform Solana to the upside, which was basically Ethereum getting a lot of inflows from the ETF and catching a lot of bids, and because Ethereum has a way larger market cap than for Solana, so it would just mean that a lot of money would get poured into the ETH token. But giving it a second thought, this could also mean that altcoins that are about to eat it for the following months, and that just Solana is Ethereum is gonna dump less than Solana. It's just what it can mean. It's not necessarily a doom scenario. It could mean that they're going to trade sideways, and maybe that Ethereum is going to catch a little bit more of a bit than Sol for this to play out and to be real. But yeah, I would have liked this 200 simple moving average reaction being real, and actually getting a bit, and not maybe confirming this as a last point of supply and having the lowest daily candle close since May 26th, and potentially from April 30. So yeah, not a great look on Sol. Let's go to WIF. So WIF, just working on your lowest daily candle close since May 19, printing strong negative momentum, underperforming BTC. So with BTC, it's down today. I'm gonna get maybe a support from here, could be potentially real. So yeah, that could possibly be your next support for WIF at around $2.23. But I think the alpha for WIF could be on WIF BTC, just trading at range lows. We said that this was a trading range, and when we had this false breakout here, we said that it could be a possibility that we could visit the lower end of the range. And also, when we lost here the mid-range, we said that it was highly likely that we were going to push to to this lower end of the range. So if you're just trading this range on with BTC, this could deemed or seemed as oversold, and maybe we get a reaction here, and possibly if we get a reaction here, it would be really nice because you would maybe confirm a bullish divergence on the MACD histogram. But for now, it's just no edge at all. Just working on your lowest daily candle close since a long time, man. Since April 13th, so 2 months basically lows for with BTC, and that's confluent with the Solana weakness. Jupiter. So Jupiter about to invalidate this whole three rising valleys pattern here because it's really getting really close to take out this low from here. Working on your lowest daily candle close since April 30th. Printing strong negative momentum, and just your next support will be at around 87 cents here. This all-time highs from token generation event, which was back tested as support a couple of times. So maybe you get somewhat of a bit on Jupiter then. Let's go see Jupiter BTC. Lowest daily candle close since a long time. Since April 14, so almost 2-month lows for Jupiter against BTC as well. So you'll see that a lot of Solana beta, it's just printing lows that have not been seen since 2 months basically on candle closes, and you have this potential descending wedge here. It could have played out to the upside if it had any bit, but it's just broke down to the downside and continuing to print negative momentum on the MACD histogram. Maybe you see somewhat of a reaction at around this area here, but yeah, pretty weak the whole Sol beta. Render, working on your lowest daily candle close, about to put in the lowest daily candle close since May 2nd, so retracing a full month of price action on the last basically week, on just 7 days. Render has retraced this whole impulse. It also looks like a double top, but you need a daily candle close below $6.24 in order to confirm this double top, in order to trade it on a technical aspect. Otherwise, it's just an ugly structure. You're still above the 200 simple moving average, continuing to build negative momentum for the time being. Maybe you catch a bit here at around the 200 simple moving average. And the good thing about Render still is that you could put in a higher low, and basically the bullish structure would be untouched for Render against USD. And against BTC, let's take a look at that here. So Render BTC failing to hold the 200 simple moving average, having the lowest daily candle close since April 29. Wow. And you're having daily candle close for the first time since November 14 also. So Render BTC looking really weak here. A lot of altcoins are just looking really bad against Bitcoin at the moment. So maybe you catch some bits here. Maybe you catch some bits at the bottom of this broadening ascending channel. or broadening ascending wedge. You could get a reaction at around here. It would be nice. You just have to drop a little bit further down here at around the 1,147 portions of a penny. You just have the daily candle close. So I'm gonna go back to see how it closed on BTC. So Bitcoin failed to hold the 67,575 box level. You have a daily candle close below it. The lowest daily candle close on Bitcoin since May 19. Yeah, would have been nice to have that support hold the previous the daily candle close from November 2021. Yikes. We'll see how it does with the orange TMA, which is currently at around 64,000 bucks. So I'm not shaking yet, to be honest. I think this could still play out to the upside. They're just on a weird week for price action. Okay, let's go back to some altcoins. Ethena, lowest daily candle close since since May 16. So second lowest daily candle close. No, not the second lowest. Third lowest daily candle close ever on Ethena. Just printing the strongest negative momentum ever on the MACD histogram. This whole inverse head and shoulders pattern just played out really poorly. Just a lower high, and now maybe en route to put in a lower low against the USD. And I looked at it against Ethereum the other day. It just looks really weak. You see how it's been bleeding against Ethereum. A lot of layer 2s have been doing the same against Ethereum. Basically, Optimism, Arbitrum have been just bleeding constantly for the past months, both against BTC and Ethereum. So maybe Ethereum, maybe Athena is just a bull market coin, and you need that Bitcoin dominance rollover in order to have that uptrend. So Pepe did some things today. Let's see if it managed to have an engulfing. So Pepe had the highest daily candle close since June 9. It failed to have a bullish engulfing candle, but had a nice recovery from the carnage that we had in the morning. So that was nice. This was just one of the few coins that were green on the day, I think. And you printed the first weak negative momentum since it started on June 1st. So interesting. You're going to see a little bit more development on Pepe to confirm this as a higher low. That's the idea. But you see that you also have confluence here with the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level is just what basically where you had a reaction here from bottom to top. It's just where you catch some bits, and you tested basically this around golden pocket area Fibonacci retracement. You tested once, twice, 5 times. You tried to come back down below here and you couldn't. So maybe it means something. Maybe you're just starting to put in a higher low, but it's not enough right now for saying that this is a higher low. And ultimately it's going to depend on what BTC does. if actually BTC respects the RNTMA and we have a pump from around these levels, then it looks like Pepe is going to be a market leader once again, especially for where Pepe Bitcoin could be doing. So Pepe Bitcoin had the highest daily candle close since June 6th. You had a bullish engulfing candle today. You were also finding support at around a similar area on the Fibonacci retracement at around the 0.382 retracement. So, and you also started printing weak negative momentum. So it's just going to need a little bit more development. Maybe BTC holds the line and you start to see more upside from here, and you confirm this as a higher low than this one, then the bull trend will be still intact. You know, you have higher high and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, and you would also could be continuing or starting basically to build hidden bullish divergence on the histogram here. You cannot appreciate it because the indicator is kind of broken here, because it's a pair that I had to look for myself. I have to create this pair on Pepe against BTC, but this is a strong negative momentum this whole way, and this one was today's candle close with a light red negative momentum, and this is the candle that is just opened, so you don't know yet. You just have 24 more hours to see what happens. But if you start to get a reaction here and you start printing that higher low, you would also have confluence with this hidden bullish divergence on the MACD histogram. So that's interesting for Pepe BTC. Let's take a look at SUI. So SUI having the lowest daily candle close since May 15. This range failed to hold, at least on a daily candle close level. Maybe you can recover it. You didn't confirm this possible double top continuation because you need a daily candle close below 97 cents basically for it to be confirmed on a technical aspect. But I think SUI BTC was still on support. So SUI BTC had a daily candle close above support, but you had the lowest daily candle close since May 14, where this whole bullish harmonic pattern formed, this bullish butterfly. So yeah, just not catching too much of follow through on SUI BTC for the time being, and losing positive momentum on the histogram. So Injective was doing things yesterday. We talked about it on yesterday's stream, but we also said that we will be careful about it because of the whole context on what was going on with BTC and Bitcoin dominance. And you had a bearish engulfing candle today, the lowest daily candle close since June 8, printing a light positive momentum on the histogram. So maybe depends on what happens today, but it could be starting to lose this positive momentum and maybe build a bearish divergence here. There isn't much data yet to claim this divergence, but we're going to leave it there just in case we get more confident data with this being a bearish divergence, where you have this higher high regarding this high and you have a lower high on the momentum. So yeah, just this, well, basically you kind of had a confirmation here on this inverse head and shoulders with a daily candle close above the neckline, but then you had a throwback today. So this, as long as it doesn't put in a lower low regarding the right shoulder, the pattern could still be valid. But I think that throwbacks on this kind of reversal patterns turn to underperform the patterns that don't have the throwback. And Injective against BTC. So Injective against BTC didn't have a bearish engulfing candle. you could say that everything's fine on injective against BTC for the time being. You did print light green positive momentum, but that's nothing. It's just not to be worried about. And yeah, just this double bottom here still being valid here, because you had this daily candle close above the highest part, or the highest impulse from the neckline here, from the double bottom. So not much to say on injective for the time being. That the accumulation pattern is still valid here. It's just it had a throwback today. Okay, let's look at a few more alts. Stacks has been performing somewhat decent this past couple of days. It just closed the lowest daily candle close since June 7. You're at around the 200 simple moving average level here, so maybe you catch some bits. You just hope you don't lose it, because yeah, you can see this diagonal resistance here pretty clear on a low time frame. So yeah, just losing positive momentum. You have confluence on the oscillators. There's not much you can say on the oscillators, and you're in between an up and down territory here. So yeah, just nothing burger on stocks today. What else? How Floki did today? Wow, so Floki had the lowest daily candle close since May 16. You almost confirmed this double top here, but you couldn't. You didn't have a daily candle close below this wick. Building negative momentum. We said that this coin had a lot of positive momentum here build up, and that maybe soon we're going to see negative momentum, and this is just a beginning. So yeah, this is the same as Pepe. If it puts in a higher low, this would look really good for bullish structure, because you will be having higher highs and higher lows if you put in a low anywhere higher than this, in my opinion. This is somewhat of a discernible swing low. So if you put in a low anywhere above the basically 19,700 of a penny, then you're pretty good on Floki. So it's worth checking it out for the market if we get a bounce. I think Pepe looks better because of that possible eventual hidden bullish divergence on Pepe BTC, but yeah, Floki could be a good leader too. What else? Uni. So yeah, Uni was trading really good the past few days. Wasn't much affected from the downtrend, but today printed a bearish engulfing candle, really bad at around 12% pullback, downtrend, and the lowest daily candle close since a long time too. My God, since May 19th, since we were basically below the 200 simple moving average. So that's the lowest daily candle close since then. Yikes! Just market couldn't Even the strongest coins couldn't hold today's price action, with the exception of Pepe. Let's look at Kaspa. Wow. So Kaspa had a green day too. That's awesome. Kaspa is trading as almost as it's not, since almost as his Bitcoin is not done trending right now. Pretty wild. So yeah, didn't print any red negative momentum yet. Today might be the first day. Depends on what it does. If you get a higher daily candle close than today's, I think it's going to avoid the red negative momentum for the time being. But cool looking, maybe bullish pin bar for Kaspa. Let's look at Kaspa against Bitcoin. So Kaspa against Bitcoin had a bullish engulfing candle today, the same as Pepe did. A lot of positive momentum still getting built. So yeah, on an uptrend since May 6th, where you had higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and maybe possibly a higher low against Bitcoin. We'll see. So Kaspa, Floki, and Pepe could be good performers if we get a market bounce. I wonder what Tia's been doing. So yeah, wow. Just Tia keeps downtrending, lower highs, maybe lower lows soon. Get wrecked. So Bitcoin opening green. Just the first 18 minutes of trading of the day. And I've been going live for more than an hour now, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, NNN, for the requests and your comments. I hope you do good on your short, that you profit from it. So thanks for everything, guys. Remember to like the stream, leave me a comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, let your friends know all of the technical alpha that's being shared here, and invite them to the daily streams from Monday to Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.